I just checked up. I looked into what you said. It said it's a homicide rates in 2025 and projected for 2026 are vastly lower than the peak of the crack cocaine epidemic, roughly from 1989 to 1992.
So I told you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a rougher time. This is what I'm saying. In every city.
Yeah.
Every city in America. So if we understand that now, then that would means that we grew up in a rougher time. And that the kids now, they growing up in a less harsher time.
Right.
Even though they doing shit.
But I don't know, man. That shit seem like they crazy.
I know.
The same thing going on in
But the older niggas was saying, but guess what though? The older niggas was saying that about y'all.
They was, because they was
saying about us.
Yeah.
The older niggas, the generation that was already, you know, in their 30s was looking down like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, because they would fight. And have a knife maybe, or gun once. They wasn't.
No, these young niggas ain't doing no fighting.
No, I'm saying, but
we was grabbing the grips too.
Yeah, we was grabbing guns.
We was picking up shit that we wasn't supposed to be having.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of the same cycle.
And then once you mix, once drugs is involved.
Drugs made it worse.
Yeah. People not even thinking, really.
Just doing.
Like, because it's just like the drugs just take over your mind. It's just like, so people was, and then ultimately the bravado of a drug dealer, now I'm getting money. I'm getting this money, so now I got to protect this.
You got to protect it. But the technology that they have today, they didn't have then. So it was easier for, you know, extreme violence to happen, right? You know, like I said, there was no cameras. You didn't have to worry about that. Everywhere you step out, as soon as you step out your house, everybody got a Ring camera. You go through the tolls, there's cameras. You know, you pull
street
up.
Lights.
Street lights, the store, the restaurant.
From one part of the city to the next.
They will, listen, they will back them cameras up. If you drove to New York, they will back that shit all the way up to Philly. If they need to do that.
We just saw something like that here in Philly where some dudes committed a homicide and they rolled like, I don't know, 10, 20 blocks or so. And they followed them from where it happened. Oh, and then
that's all through the cameras, throughout the cameras.
So that's kind of like a deterrent in a way. Whereas when we was coming, there was no deterrent. It was just free reign.
Now let's go back to your jail case if we can. Did you get caught at the scene, or did they come get you?
We got caught at the scene.
Describe that for us, if people who don't know what was it like? What happened to get you caught at the scene?
Was back then we was making phone calls that were too long, not knowing what we was doing, and they had something called the trap on the phone, where they can trace it back to where you was at, and we in the crib and they just came and got us.
Just boom.
Just waking up, boom, 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 boom. You know, when you sleep.
Yeah.
And that battering ram hit that door. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my God. Shit feel like, that shit's so, like, it's so, it's shocking, like, at the same time, right? So yeah, we didn't know what we was doing. Like I said, we was doing things like that, but never that.
Yeah.
And so we didn't really have the method down pat. Had we got away with that one, I might not be here.
That might have been enlightened you to be like, I'm going on the spree.
I'm on timing. That's, you know, but everything happens for a reason though, right?
And I'm pretty sure you feel like you glad it happened. Are you glad that it happened? Like, are you happy? Like,
I think it saved me. I think it saved me. Like I said, I didn't see nothing for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just being 100% honest with you. I ain't see any kind of life for me, you know, because I didn't see any life for anybody else.
Wow. Let's go to so you get caught at the scene. Did you get a bail?
No, never had a bail.
So you went right to Rikers?
Rikers Island, yep.
Now, that was your first time being on Rikers?
No, I had been to Rikers maybe 2 times before that, but not long.
They say Rikers is rough and wild. I saw some videos.
Yeah.
It'd be like, the county is rough anyway. Getting into Rikers and how long you was on Rikers for?
I was on Rikers for a year. For 12 months exactly. The longest I had been on Rikers before that was maybe a week. Yeah, maybe a week.
So that's a big jump from a week to a year.
But I have done time like Division for Youth time, upstate, for the 15-year-olds.
Okay.
Once you turn in New York back then, once you turn 16, they put you in what they called the adolescence. So the adolescence was from 16, 17 to 18. And they put you in the C-74. It's a notorious building. They call it the Fall Building.
Okay.
And I went there where all of the young, wild kids from every part of New York City is at. So now you meeting kids from Bronx, Harlem, Queens, all over in this one big building.
And I'm assuming, these different boroughs, like you mentioned, they don't like each other a lot of times, or is it like?
When I went to jail, there was this Brooklyn versus Uptown thing. Uptown would be like Harlem and Bronx would like roll together. So it was kind of like this war that was going on. It wasn't gangs back then, early. I mean, everything is tribal, everything is crews, right? So it's like I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm running with my guys over here. So it was this whole Uptown versus Brooklyn thing that had been going on before I even got there, though.
So, what was the biggest adjustment for you in the county? During that 12 months, what was the biggest adjustment for you?
I couldn't get it right though. I got there and I got there and just understood that I needed to be exactly who I was when I was in the street. I understood that one thing that I could never live with is knowing that I got there and then hearing stories of, he let niggas punk him and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, niggas on the street talking about Maino up there getting slapped.
Right, slapped or you know what I mean, getting herbed, what they used to call it. So I got right with the, whatever the function was, the razor shit, because, it was heavy razor tag back then. It was bad. It was 3-4 cuttings a day.
So they use a razor instead of a knife.
Yeah, we wasn't playing with knives. We kids. We wasn't playing with no knives. We was cutting each other in the face.
I see that you got a mark on you. A mark or two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So was that something that you got in the county or?
I got this upstate.
Okay.
Later on.
Now the county, you've been in for a year, been in there, and then you end up ultimately losing your case. I'm assuming it would take a deal.
So while I was there, so I was always constantly getting in trouble. So I was always in the bing. I was always 23 locked in for most of that time. So out of the 12 months that I was there, 9 months of that was spent in the bing. So I was predicate. I got to come out with handcuffs and shit like that. Like I was just not, a model inmate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm assuming, either lost case or took a deal, and you go upstate. What was your first thoughts? I mean, like the ride up there, arriving to the actual prison. What was going through your mind?
I remember that day like yesterday. I remember that day like fucking yesterday. And I was just telling the story about how, I was in the bing, because I couldn't come to population no more because I had so much so much going on and so much was happening, a lot of conflict. They just was never gonna let me back in population again. And so I actually went upstate from the bing, which is the box. And I went to Elmira. Now I had heard all these stories about what being upstate is like. Oh man, you go up there, man, it's crazy, boy. They give you a candy
Yeah.
Don't take no candy. I remember nigga was telling the story on the gate one night. And I'm gonna be 100%. I was scared to death when I was hearing this story. This story was frightening.
So when you was listening,
I'm fully entrenched in the jailhouse shit. I'm getting busy and all this, right? I got a name, but yet I'm listening to this story. I'm like, man, what? And the guy's talking about, yeah, man, this nigga, you know, they gave him a candy. And when commissary came and he said, listen, I want my candy back. I said, all right, here, I'll get you the chocolate bar back. And he was like, nah, I want the same thing back. I said, what? He said, man, I was walking down the gallery one day, and all I heard was somebody screaming. And I looked and they told me, man, keep going. Yo, that story just fucking was the most frightening story I ever heard. I'm like, what? They raping? Like they what? I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be me. Yeah. It is absolutely not gonna be me. Yeah. And so you know, back then, like you in order to live in an abnormal environment, you start to do abnormal things, right? You in an animalistic, space, so you do animalistic things. And one of the animalistic things that we had to start doing was what they call boofing, taking a razor and, putting it in plastic and, and putting it where it don't even belong. But that was for us to transport things, whether that was drugs or weapons, right? And I went upstate prepared, and I went to Elmira.